Recruiter here to review your resume. The resume we have up first is a software engineer and this person says they're going into their final year of computer science and they're targeting fall and winter software internship opportunities. Over the past few months, they've applied to 200 roles and have not gotten a single response. So this is a bad resume. I recently came across your videos and used your format to rebuild my resume, but we do not know if this rebuilt resume is good or garbage yet. So let's find out, is this resume good or garbage? And we're going to find out. Like I just said, my brain is tired today. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Lee, the Headless Headhunter, and I fix up your resumes by roasting them and telling you how to get a job, because I want to make sure everybody here can get a job, because we are in a global recession, which is insane to me. So what do we need for a software engineer intern? We need 4 things that we need for every single intern. We need a degree. I need to make sure you're still enrolled. We need to see a basic knowledge of blank. In this case, that will be full stack, because this person said they are searching for full stack internships. So we want TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, the ability to work well with others. That is something every intern needs. If you are an intern and you do not know how to work with others and cannot show it on your resume, you are going to get rejected. We also need to see that you can take direction and criticism. Those are 2 very critical things that every single intern needs. You need your degree, you need a basic knowledge of your industry, you need the ability to work well with others and take direction, criticism. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need in your resume. If we cannot, you are yeeted and deleted. So let's find out if we can find it in 20 seconds. And go. Okay, good. This doesn't matter. That can matter. Develop the full stack using Next.js for server-side Node.js implementation. Or why did you do this account? Implemented interactive UI feature. Fine. And time. This is close, but not quite good enough. So, this is the format that you want to use. They almost did it. There's a slight gap here. That's actually the biggest thing, is that there's no gap here. So this is the format that you want to use. This is how you do it. The link is below. So what is good and bad? Well, formatting mostly perfect. Again, this is a minor issue and it's not going to lose you any real points. My problem is the first thing here is a hot dog. So if you have heard the hot dog metaphor before, you can skip to the next section, because I have marked it on this video. If you have not, I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you go to a restaurant. At that restaurant, you say, I would like a hamburger. The waiter comes back and says, alrighty, I'll get you a hamburger. So they go to the kitchen and they bring you back a plate of hot dogs. And you would say, bruh, why is this a plate of hot dogs? I wanted a hamburger. And they would say, well, A, these are the best hot dogs you'll ever have in your life. I assure you, these are amazing hot dogs. And a hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. And a hot dog can have ketchup, mustard, pickles, and onions like a hamburger. So when you are asking for a hamburger, what you actually meant were these hot dogs. You would walk away without paying because you did not want a hot dog, you wanted a hamburger. That is the exact same thing here. This is a random brag that is adjacent to what I want, but has nothing I need. Why do I care that we were ranked 150 among staple? Why does that matter? It doesn't. It's a hot dog, right? All that does is just show that you ranked in the top 150. That's not one of these. That's nothing I want. It's a hot dog and thus it can be deleted. Then we go down to here, which is work directly with supervisor to sell mobile plans, apply feedback, and improve sales performance. This is fine to have. This is actually fine to have, because that does show that you worked with. That shows that you can work well with others and take direction, criticism. But I would still like this to be a little bit better of us. Instead of work directly with supervisor, I'd rather you say sold mobile plans by working with our supervisor to apply feedback where I did X, Y, and Z, right? I still want to know a little bit more. Sorry, my dog in the corner is going crazy. It's not the worst, but it's not that bad. And then we go down to here. And remember, you do not want to include this here, all right? Do not have that. You want to format it like this. It should look like this. Otherwise, you're wasting space. So this should not be hyperlinked. It should not be this far away from the actual first thing down there. Because if you note, this is really quick. Boom, bum, done. Then we go down to here, and my problem is develop a full stack job tracking application using Next.js for a server render dashboard and user workflow. Node.js and Express to build REST APIs for authentication, job management, Postgres store management. It's too much. It's also, I like your second bullet point better than the first. Like, I'd rather you said, created a full stack job tracking application using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and PostgreSQL so users could X and Y. And that's actually kind of the problem I have with this is it has the keywords, but it doesn't have the qualification. And a qualification, well, let me tell you what a keyword is just what the hiring team needs. This is it. This is a keyword. If the manager wants it, it's a keyword. The problem is recruiters are not keyword hunters. Baby recruiters do that are like 3 months in the job, then they learn not to. But recruiters are not keyword hunters. And we are qualification hunters. And a qualification is what you did, which you did say, how you did it, which you did say, why you did it, that your grandmother could understand, and where you did it. Okay? And the problem I have is the why. The where is just under a job, a project, or you told me the what, you told me the how, you did not tell me why in a way that a grandmother developed a full stack job tracking application. Okay. For authentication and job management to user data. I mean, I get that, but like, why was it important to the project? Like, I need to know the reason you did what you did. I want you to keep asking yourself, why did I do what I did? And you're going to keep asking yourself that until you get to something that your grandparent could understand and they could tell you why you did what you did. And I'm aware that the entire goal of everybody at a company is to either make money or save money. That is too high up here. What you said is too down here. I need you to meet me in the middle. All right. I need you to tell me why you built the store application and contact and user data. What was the point of doing that for the app? Then we go down to here. And again, I really think these should be switched. And then what managing job applications is fine. So I actually like the why in that. And then deploy the application AWS using CI/CD pipelines, automate testing, data migration, production release. That is no. So remember, this is not a why. That is not a why. Testing, migration, product release. Why did you do that in product release? What was the point of doing that for the product? Yes, I'm aware it's a project, but I still need to know. And I would actually switch this with this. I really think this should be your second bullet point, or move the AWS to the first bullet point and say develop the full stack job tracking application using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PostgreSQL, and AWS in an AWS environment to blah, 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 blah. So again, is this the worst resume ever? No, it's not. I'm foolish to say this is the worst resume ever, but I will roast every resume to cinders so that you can improve it and get a job. And when people follow my method, they get 1 interview per 7 applications. That is the method that is the ratio that people get. There's a little bit of an asterisk on that if you are remote work, looking only for remote work, it's 1 in 20. And if you are international, it's 1 in 100. Which internationals, that's actually a really good ratio for internationals, which is really depressing. So remember, what, how, why, where, which you did most of it, but I need better whys. Remove the hot dogs from your resume, which this first part is a hot dog, right? The second part isn't. So remove the hot dogs. Fix the minor formatting issues, because by themselves they're not a ton, but they do start adding up, right? There should be not much of a gap here. There shouldn't be a gap here. This will be shorter. When you do all of it, it's going to look better. And then this person had an additional question, which is, since I'm based in Canada, most of the tech internships I'm interested in are in Toronto or Vancouver. and I'm fully open to relocating for the right opportunity. I wanted to ask what the best way to include relocation flexibility in my resume without making the headline too crowded. All you need to say is right here, right? Let's use minus. Is instead you will put it up here, and you will put moving to X, which is the city you're going to move to, by Y date, can move earlier if needed. That's all you're going to put. Is instead of U.S. citizen in Los Angeles, you put Canadian citizen moving to X by Y date, can move earlier if needed. That is a green flag in relocation. Relocation is a big red flag for companies, because people just kind of don't. Baby recruiters will be like, "Oh, awesome, they're open to relocating," and then you move them forward, and they get an offer, and they say, "Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I don't actually want to move. I'm not serious about it." And then you wasted the time of the. So that is why relocating is a red flag. But overall, this resume is probably a C minus, right? It's not bad. I think it will pass, but internships are highly competitive, and I want to get you a 1 in 7. A C minus resume would be about 1 in 50 applications. So that is it for this resume. We got another 4 coming up. Before that, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and to my members, thank you for supporting this channel. Your monetary support keeps the lights on. I would not be able to do this content without your support. So thank you very much to my members. My members get access to videos early and access to all of my past live streams that I have recorded and put to YouTube. So if you want to be a member, I would appreciate it. And thank you very much for keeping the channel alive. And if you ever want your resume reviewed, you can join the live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And with that said, let's go to the next resume. This is another intern. So we already know what we need. This person has not gotten an intern before. So we are going to see if this resume is good or garbage. They said they've gotten some responses, but not from the people they want. So I'm making the assumption that could be wrong, is they're not getting internships at tech. They're getting non-internships. So let's see what we can do to make this, well, good. And get them a proper internship. And I want to let everybody know the qualifications for an intern are different than qualifications for a full-time role. Your resume that is good for internships is bad for full-time. So you actually don't want to use the same resume for internships as you do for full-time. They are different. Also, this person did in fact just confirm that they have not gotten an intern. So, let's see why this resume does not work, because if they haven't gotten any interns, well, then that's why. Also, this person doxed themselves, so I cannot scroll past this page. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Okay, this can matter. Let a kitchen in the service under pressure. This is a hot dog. Designed and implemented adaptive combat trainer converging on stable adaptive behavior policies across. Okay. Engineered and owned hybrid work greedy own design time. Yeah, I understand why you were getting rejected. So if you notice, this does not say advanced software engineering. This does not say software engineering 401. This does not say create AGI. This says basic knowledge of your text. And you know what I do not see in this resume? I do not see anything besides the degree, actually. I don't see anything. I don't see any tech thing that I would want. Maybe TensorFlow for ML agents, but that's like, you still need more. I don't see Python. I don't see SQL. I don't see AWS or GCP or Azure. I don't see that you can work well together with others, and I don't see that you can take direct criticism. This resume is filled with hot dogs. Absolutely filled. Also, your formatting is atrocious. So remember, we want to use this formatting. This is how you do it. Your resume should look like. Okay, and then We remember what a qualification is. A qualification is what, how, why, where. So when you put Python, Unity, and TensorFlow, all I look at is nothing because that is not a qualification. So this doesn't count. They need to be in the bullet point. And your bullet points are A, bolded. Don't bold them. Never bold your. B, kind of incomprehensible to people. Like, I completely incomprehensible. Like, a combat trainer, okay, converging on stable adaptive behavior policies across 320,000 training steps for combat training by implementing a PPL reinforcement learning agent in TensorFlow with Unity ML agents iterating on reward shaping and hyperparameters to eliminate reward hacking. What does that mean? I have gotten people interviews and hired at tech. I don't know what that means. I know you use TensorFlow and ML, and I know you did like reward stuff, which is partly what it is, but what is that? I don't know. Did you use Python? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Did you use SQL? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Did you use object-oriented programming? I don't know. You did not tell me. And thus, this entire thing is rendered worthless. I would rather you state used Python, SQL, TensorFlow to create an AI agent that allowed people to train for combat scenarios. That alone could get you interviewed. So, you do not have a basic knowledge of the tech stack. That is what you're showing me. Remember, if it's not directly stated, it is assumed you do not have it. So, I do not want to see advanced. I want to see basic. Basics get people interviewed. Even when you graduate and you're looking for a full-time role, basics get people interviewed. If you had that, like the people that I've gotten jobs for full stack, as an example, which is the most common one, they need to have TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in their first bullet point. Now you may be thinking, but Lee, why? Why do the basics matter? Because nobody puts them on. Everyone's trying to do these weird hacks and tricks, but nobody actually does what we want. We need you to put the basics. The manager wants you to put the basics. Because if it is not on your resume, you do not have it. That is the rule. That is the rule that recruiters must follow. That is the rule that managers must follow. Because the very second you submit somebody with it not on your resume, guess what happens? They get declined. So you do not have any of the tech that I need. So this might as well not exist. I don't see any of it. Oh, there it is. Python all the way at the bottom, but I cannot scroll that far down. Then we go here. Led a kitchen through a full high-volume deadline-driven service under constant time pressure, requiring rapid problem-solving, attention to detail, and direct communication under stress. Is any of that what I'm looking for? Am I looking for high-volume deadline service? Am I looking rapid-fire problem-solving? Am I looking for leadership? No. You know what I'd rather you said? Also, you need the months. Always put the months with your dates and jobs, right? Put the month. Put the month here. Like that's February. Assume that's February. Always put the months. I would rather you said worked in a team of 5 in the kitchen, receiving orders, orders under a tight deadline to complete food orders, right? Again, you have to grammatically say that so it didn't sound garbage because I'm making that up. So I'd rather you say worked in a team of 5 to give customers food by receiving constant orders from the head chef, and which allowed me to create all orders under a tight deadline. That is fine because that shows you can work well together and take direction and criticism. This doesn't. This shows that you're a leader. No one wants to hire an intern that leads. Why would you hire somebody who's not even graduated college to lead your company? No one cares about leadership of interns unless the job itself requires leadership, like some consulting intern. So stop trying to lead and start trying to follow, because that's what they want for interns. Again, the exception is there's some finance interns that are leaders and consultants. Then you want leaders. Then here, remember, this doesn't count. So when you actually look at this, the reason is your resume is blank. your resume is almost completely and utterly blank. There is almost nothing in here that I can use to move you forward. This is why you are getting rejected. So I want you to take this, right? Because right now, this is you. This is you, and you are very sad. Okay? I do not want you to be sad. I want you to be happy. Also, you have a weird hairstyle, right? I want you to be happy because you are sad right now. So I need you to delete this. And then when you do delete this, use my formatting and you show the basics, you will be happy. Okay? You will be very happy. And then I should probably stop drawing. There's a little dude. See, now I'm compelled to finish the drawing. You have very, very nice teeth. So delete your resume, start again, make it look like this, make it this basic and simple. The basic, boring stuff gets you a job. The advanced stuff doesn't, and that even goes for when you graduate. Next resume. This is a Python software developer. So, as I said, what you need for a full-time dev is different than a intern. And what do we need for a Python dev? We need Python, SQL, Docker, Cloud, RESTful API, or REST API. Git, CI/CD, and then it breaks down into two separate things. It breaks down into either full stack, which is JavaScript, HTML5, CSS3, or agentic in its specific keywords or AI. So you're basically going to be a full stack Python dev with full stack, or a Python dev with AI, which is different than a full stack dev with Python and AI. So let's see. And then nice to have is fast API, Flask, Django, communicate technical details to a non. Let's see how good or bad this resume is. They said they have a different ratio, but it might not be accurate. Just reading their thing right now. All right, so 20 seconds. All right, and let's begin. Go. Okay, formatting is awful. Really hard to read. What is this? I don't know. Microsoft. There's some stuff here. Notification review. All right, time. Yeah, I understand why this person is having some issues. They basically keyword stuffed their resume to the point where I have no idea what they did. So I want you to tell me one thing. Why is it that for a Python dev, the first thing I see with Python is all the way down here? I do not know. I want to see all of this stuff. In fact, everything you listed down here is what I want. I just need it here. And these are incomprehensible, by the way. You own the auth microservice end-to-end implementing JWT based session management with device and IP metadata, Microsoft Extra, Azure AD Group Sync, and 10 plus RBAC roles as a platform's identity source of truth via GRC, architected the notification engine. Like, these mean nothing. I imagine you're getting a lot of first round interviews, but not a lot of second, because baby recruiters will see some of this and move forward and then realize you don't have what they so I want you to take this resume and I want you to delete it. Okay? I want you to delete it. I want you to start again, and I want you to make it comprehensible to your grandparents. All right? Because remember, Bob is hiring you, not the recruiter, the manager. Manager is Bob. Bob does not understand this. If Bob does not understand this, Bob will not move forward. You absolutely need to simplify this. And I need you to say in the very first one, created a government platform using Python, Django, PostgreSQL, Docker in an Azure environment, which I think you used. No, you used Azure for the second one. And RESTful APIs for a UN agency so that they could X and Y. Then the next one, oh, you use GCP. I missed it. You filled this with so much stuff that I actually missed GCP, which counts as cloud. Now, I will say what you want to do for GCP is put Google Cloud Platform parentheses GCP. So yeah, what you should say is created a government platform using Python, Django, REST APIs, PostgreSQL, and in a Google Cloud Platform parentheses GCP environment, so they could X and Y. And then the second one would be shipped with I don't know, man. Most of this stuff I don't actually need down here. You're gonna have to figure out something to put in here. But that is how I want you to write that sentence, okay? Because I can't understand any of it. And Bob's not gonna understand. And remember, I am an above average for my technical knowledge of a recruiter. Does that mean a CS student with 3 months experience would have more knowledge than me? Yeah, probably. Would they be able to hire? No. But you need to remember that this is not me lowering my knowledge, which is what I usually do. I don't actually know what you did here. The fact that you have GCP REST APIs is good, and I know Django typically implies that, so I might move this person forward to a phone screen. The problem is I don't know what you did, and I don't think I could get through with that to the manager. And if I don't know what you did, you can bet your bottom that most other recruiters will not. Also, you don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullet points for a job you've been at for almost a year and a half. A little bit less than a year and a half, like a year and 3 months. You need 3 to 4 bullet points max. I don't need to see this. 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 I need to see this much. This is all you get. You get 3 bullet points, maybe 4, to describe all of this. And you need to hit about 75% of these. And then you can delete the skills section. And then you can go into your projects with has the AI stuff. Okay? Because this is too complicated, too crazy, and filled with so much stuff that I missed what I needed. I need GCP. Cloud is huge. Not everyone has cloud. You really want cloud. I missed that because it was filled to the brim with hot dogs. So stop with the hot dogs, make it understandable to your grandparents, and then we will start having more success. Next resume. This is a full stack software engineer. So what do we need for a full stack software engineer? We need degree, a TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, RESTful API or REST API, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, cloud, any of them. But I do need to mention the specific cloud. You cannot just say cloud. You have to say the specific cloud you are using. Then something in the back end, Python being the most common, but if you have Java or C#.NET, you're then React or React Native, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Agile DevOps, and least we forget TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Did I mention it 5 times? Yes. Is it the most important thing in your resume? Yes. Have you done more impressive things? It doesn't matter. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. If you do not show you have used it in the first bullet point, you will be rejected. I do not like it, but that is critical. Managers want to see it. Recruiters want to see it. Everybody wants to see it. The only people that don't think we want to see it are people making their resumes. So, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in the first bullet point. So, this person has stated, hoping for FANG companies, which I have gotten people into, just recently, or which I guess is Mango now. I hate big tech names. I'm going to call it FANG. People know what I mean, even though it's not FANG anymore. Because Google is now Alphabet, and technically, I don't know if you would count OpenAI in there. So there's a lot of weird stuff. But FANG. Hoping for FANG companies, just recently redid my resume with your standards and haven't gotten a response. Okay, so let's see if you actually did it to my standards or if there's something missing. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay, this is off. Where's your degree? Information and tech. Okay, why? Owning the architectural development and development of the microservice for the company. Using Java, Python, Spring Boot, Kafka. This is a hot dog. Reduce customer support call duration. Matter. Let in 3 engineers. Cross-functional migrate fraud. This is mostly a hot dog with pick. Oh, there's time. Time. Okay, this is not my formatting. I want to be. It's close. Okay, this is like LaCroix of my my form. This is not it. The thing you missed, the big thing you missed is your education should be at the top because you've got it in IT and technology, which is not exactly a CS degree. That's kind of equivalent, right? It's information systems, which is IT, and tech. So you could put that in as a master. That's fine. And I don't need to know when you graduated, only that you did graduate. Then we go up to here, and then the thing you missed about my formatting is the gaps between here, right? I'm pretty sure this is Arial 10.5. The spacing is 1.5. I think you have 1.15 spacing, but the spacing should be 1.5, so you missed it. Then we go up to here, and this doesn't matter. I understand why you did it. I understand these are kind of different jobs. There is no difference between a software engineer and a senior. There is a difference between a lead. There's a bit of a difference between an architect, but one company's senior is equivalent to another company's junior, is equivalent to another company's software engineer. The naming conventions are not, conventions. So I don't want you to put senior software engineer. I just want you to put software engineer or senior software. You either keep senior for the whole thing or you keep junior or you keep just normal. And honestly, it's okay to just say software engineer. You've been there for that long. That's fine. Your title, the important part of your title is the software engineer, not the junior or the senior or the whatever. Now, if you were a lead, that is a bit of a different story, but I would still say lead software. All right. So that'll save us some space. So it'll just be from June to present. Okay. Then own the architecture, development, and deployment of the microservices platform, powering the company's bank fraud casework using Java, Spring Boot, Python, and Kafka on AWS, blah, 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 blah. You need to rewrite. Okay. You're close. I don't want to say this person doesn't have anything. They don't. This is not the worst resume ever. But again, I'm trying to get people a 1 in 7, and that means I need to be very harsh. So I like that you say own the architecture. I want you to say own the architecture and development, right? Or architecture, development, deployment of our company's fraud casework. Like, here's the thing is, what did the platform powering the company's bank fraud casework do? Right? Like, I don't understand what you did. I understand you did the deployment of the microservices, but like, what was the fraud thing doing? Right? And then here's the part I also want to know is, it doesn't sound like you built the infrastructure. I know what architecture means. Still doesn't sound like you built the infrastructure. And this could be impressive. This could not. The thing is, did you build the infrastructure? And it sounds like no, because processing daily transactions is not really something I care about. Daily number of users continuously using is. So I know those are I'm being nitpicky here, but the people reviewing your resume will be nitpicky. So I'm going to need you to delete this and rewrite it so that it says like owned the, in fact, I don't even know if I want to say owned. I'd say created the architecture, infrastructure of our blank platform using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Java, and Python. You don't want to have Java and Python. And TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Python in an AWS environment so our customers could X and Y. Because I still don't know what you did. Then here, reduce customer support call duration. That's fine. Okay, that one's actually understandable. But the numbers don't matter. Who cares? Just say you reduce the call duration by building, and then the TypeScript should be in the top one with HTML, CSS. So this is where we can use Spring Boot and all the other stuff that I'm missing, like MySQL, AI, RESTful APIs, React, GitHub, and CI/CD, which I'm still missing. So that can go there, because if you really do this, this only has 2 keywords, right? Because the agentic, and again, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML should be in the first bullet point. And then we go down to here, and none of these are really relevant. If you're going for a lead role, that's fine. But then I'd rather you said led the team. Like, led 3 engineers is a little bit different. Like, this is kind of in between a lead and a, which we don't want to do. We want to be very specific. And then this is a hot dog. This is a hot dog. This has good AI stuff, but does not tell me why you did it. And it's incomprehensible, so this one doesn't count. And then this is the first time you ever mentioned MySQL. You know what I don't see? I don't see GitHub or Git. I don't see CI/CD. I think I saw Agile somewhere. Did I see Agile? I'm gonna Control F this. No, I didn't see Agile. I didn't see CI/CD. I didn't see DevOps. I don't think I saw React. If I did, I missed it. Yeah, I didn't see React. And the only time I saw SQL was down there. And yeah. So this is the problem with your resume, is it's too bulky. It has too many hot dogs. And why is it that it takes you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points to give me the equivalent of 7 keywords when you need a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6 in each? You can have 5 or 6 bullet points, but they're mostly fluff. Like the ones you gave me are fluff. Like fluff, doesn't matter. Like, I can almost like this one if I like the lead, but that's still even in best case too, which is AI, agentic AI. And you didn't even tell me what you used to build the agentic AI. Did you do like LangGraph, LangChain? I don't know. Was it multi-agent? Was it single agent? I don't know. You didn't. So is this a garbage, disgusting resume? No, it has stuff. I think this would get probably a 1 in 50, but my goal is to get you a 1 in 7. So this is not a 1 in 7, and probably definitely not a 1 in 7 for Fang. So I need you to stop bragging. I need you to stop putting these numbers, and I need you to make it more basic, more simple, more understandable by layman. Next. This is another intern. We don't know if it's good or garbage. They said they haven't really applied anywhere yet. Just kind of wanted some opinions before I start. Well, I will say this. You should always apply. Even with a bad resume, you should apply. I know that seems counterintuitive based on this entire channel, but you know, there is a thing of volume, right? Like, if you apply to 12,000 jobs, you might get lucky. So I actually don't recommend waiting to apply even with a bad resume, especially because if the job is not fresh, they're not going to move you. Like, you need to apply within the first 100. And if you don't apply within the first 100 applicants, you're probably not going to get moved forward. So even with a garbage resume that I despise, you should still apply with it. What you should do is take like a day to use my formatting, and make it better, and then apply. But you know, don't ever wait to apply unless you just don't have the mental energy, because you know, applying for a job is exhausting. So all right, 20 seconds is on the clock, and let's find out if we got what we need, because we already know what we need for an intern. And go. Right, formatting's bad, degree good. Issues. Some operations. Hot dog. Built a full stack mobile using Swift UI and PostgreSQL. What did your application do? Engineer a TDE, hot dog, and time. So this was very close to being a B- resume. So this doesn't pass, but it's not. It's like just off. Everything about it is slightly off. So first off, the formatting. Use the formatting. That's how you do it. Do it. So first off, the formatting is off. Second off is I don't need 5 bullet points for this part-time job you've had since October. You've been there for less than a year. I only need 1 at best. And that's only if you don't show that you can work together with others and take direction and criticism in your project. I will say IT support for internal employees in a government contracting environment, that counts as working with others. Because, well, let's face it, tech support is exhausting. And that is something that most managers and recruiters would actually understand as something that allows you to work together with others. Because you have to handle Bob. Bob is like, my computer won't work. And it's like, okay, Bob, what do you need me to do? Bob's like, my computer won't work. And you're like, okay. So Bob, I want you to check, have you pressed the power button? Of course I pressed the power button. All right, Bob, we're going to have you go down here and click this one button. Ah, that worked. Gosh, you should have said that earlier. Click. Yeah, Bob didn't press the power button, obviously. You have to deal with Bob. So that kind of shows you can work together with others, but doesn't really show takes direction and criticism. Doesn't show anything else. So I want it here if possible, but if you don't have it possible, then we can keep one line. But then we go down to here and like built a full stack mobile application. What stack? What did you use? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Was it Kotlin? I don't know. And was it the Kotlin? What did you use? Python? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Did you use SQL? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Did you use full TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS? I don't know. You did not tell me. Oh, you did tell me. And then what was the product for? What was the mobile application? I don't know. You didn't tell me. This resume is, you know what? I don't think this is an AI resume. I do not think this is an AI resume. This is what an AI resume reads. People say, like, can we tell if a resume is AI or not? And the answer is no with an asterisk, because we can't tell if a resume is AI, but we can tell if a resume is good. And AI resumes are not good resumes. That's the problem and why they suck, right? That's why AI resumes are bad, is because they're not good resumes. And this is kind of what AI does to a resume. Again, I don't think this person is, it removes all the context. What was the stack? I don't know. What did the mobile application do? I don't know. What is a TDD estimation system and why is it related? I don't know. You didn't tell me. It's a hot dog. Why is Apple sign-in relevant? It's not. Why is this relevant? It's not. Why is this relevant? It's not. Not relevant, 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 not relevant. And at the very bottom of this resume, this person put Python, where? Java, I don't see it. C++, I don't see it. Also, that's all the backend links. Like, you can't put all of them. HTML, CSS, no, it's not. I don't see it. Git, where? I don't see Git. Visual Studio Code, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. And, oh, I don't know what that language is. I actually want to know what that language is. Telugu? What is that language? I actually want to know that. But none of that would make me move you forward. So I need you to take this resume and I need you to delete it and I need you to start again. And remember, I need to know what you did. I need to know how you did it. And I need to know why you did it that Bob could understand. Because if Bob can't understand it, then Bob is not going to move you. So that is it for this resume. Thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. And to my members, I just want to say thank you very much for support. Your support allows me to keep this channel going, and I could not do it without your monetary. You keep me alive. Thank you very much. And if you ever want to be a member, you can join in the link below. You get access to videos early, and you get to the live stream archive that I have to see past live. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headhunter, where I how to get a job, and I go into more detail than just his YouTube channel allows. But that is it, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your jobs. Later.